Today, I'm reviewing the Log Chute, the excellent indoor log flume at the Nickelodeon Universe amusement park at the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. This may seem like an unlikely location to house one of the world's best log flumes, but that's exactly what you'll find at Nickelodeon Universe. Log Chute is better than some of the more well-known flumes out there, like Islands of Adventure's Ripsaw Falls, or Knott's Berry Farm's Timber Mountain Log Ride. The only flume I'll take over Log Chute is any incarnation of Splash Mountain. It's that good. Log Chute is an O.D. Hopkins log flume that opened in 1992 with the Mall of America. Back then, Nickelodeon Universe was known as Knott's Camp Snoopy. In fact, the Log Chute was also known as Paul Bunyan's Log Chute back then. After the park lost the rights to the Peanuts characters and was rebranded as Nickelodeon Universe, almost every ride received some sort of overlay or reference to the Nickelodeon characters. But there was one exception, and that was the Log Chute. The only change this ride saw was the removal of Paul Bunyan from the name, but not the ride itself. Otherwise, the ride was unchanged. The ride has the same theming, animatronics, and music, and I applaud the park for that decision. They knew they had a gem in the Log Chute, and they knew better than to tarnish it by dyeing the river orange or replacing Paul Bunyan with SpongeBob. One of the reasons they didn't mess with the Log Chute is that it was and still is the park's most popular attraction. For that reason, I strongly recommend hitting this ride as soon as the park opens. In my most recent visit, I was able to ride it a half dozen times within the park's first hour of operation. However, I have seen the queue reach an hour on busier days. The Log Chute has an hour queue if it's filled entirely, and that last part is key. The queue wraps its way through a dark cave, so it can be a bit tricky to tell when you get in line. The key is to figure out if the whole queue is being used or if the shortcut is open. When you reach the waterfall, you can either be routed straight ahead if the partial queue is being used, or you can be routed left through a series of switchbacks. If those switchbacks are in use, that means the queue is completely full. That switchback route adds a half hour to the wait. But whatever you have to wait, it is worth it for the Log Chute. The ride begins with the first of a few dark ride bits. You slowly float through a show scene with a few lumberjacks as you hear an infectious tune echoing through the cave. You then ascend the first of two lifts, and this lift is surprisingly well themed. That's a gap on some of these flume rides. At first you see people, and I kid you not, showering through a window, and then you pass through a kitchen with pancakes so large Joey Chestnut would struggle to finish them. It's sort of hodgepodge, but it fits in with the next bit. You re-emerge into the mall, and right ahead of you there's a Hooters restaurant. I could see some hating the break-in theming, but I enjoyed the absolute absurdity of the situation. You then splash alongside some rockwork and eventually pass the legendary Harmon Killebrew chair. For those unaware, the Mall of America was built on the site of the former Metropolitan Stadium of the Minnesota Twins. So this chair marks the location of the ballpark's longest ever home run, a 522-foot moonshot by Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew. It's a neat homage for us baseball fans. But back to the ride, this elevated section offers the best views of Nickelodeon Universe. The amount of kinetic energy in this amusement park is unbelievable, and it's an absolute joy to see from high above. You then re-enter the same show scene as before, except this time you're on the top level. You pass a few lumberjack animatronics, and then you zip down the first drop. Unlike some flumes that have a smaller drop leading up to the main drop, this first drop is quite steep and sizable. It gives a faint pop of airtime and offers a modest splash at the bottom. You then enter yet another show scene, and this time you learn why that stack of pancakes earlier in the ride was so colossal. You pass these gargantuan Babe and Paul Bunyan animatronics. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, but the Paul Bunyan animatronic stands a good 30 or so feet tall. It's massive. You then pass up another lift hill that's just as well themed as the first. This one is themed to your stereotypical logging paraphernalia. You then slowly round a corner as onlookers from the food court watch with jealousy. You then crest over the final plunge. This one is a tiny bit larger than the first drop, but it's equally as good. You get yet another tiny pop of airtime, and you get a nice splash at the bottom. You then pass through one last cave before returning to the station, entering this masterpiece of an attraction. So what do I rate the Log Chute? Is there any question? I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. The unique location combined with the wonderful theming and great drops makes it a standout attraction. Not only is it one of the best log flumes out there, but it's the best ride in all of Minnesota, and I'll take it over most roller coasters. The Log Chute is that good and alone is a reason to visit the awesome Mall of America. So those are my thoughts on the Log Chute. What are your thoughts about this incredible log flume? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster.